Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and we are on the test server. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is going over the new legendaries coming to the game, and you can see, well, maybe you can't see, I got a bunch of red dots. I have not even clicked on them yet. I've purposely avoided reading anything about them or talking to other creators. I'm going to give you my authentic first reaction when I see them and try to give you a grade like S, A, B, and all that as best I can. It's never going to be perfect until you can really build them and test them, but I'll do my best to kind of predict how they will shake up in or how they will play out in Raid, just by kind of going over their kit and trying to compare them to what we already have in the game. So we'll go through and do that together. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so yeah, like I said, we're on the test server, so we've got, you know, all those things like the balance changes. You got the Venus here with the booked up 100% chance to do the HP burn and all of that, and now we need to go through these red dots and go over these new champions. So it looks like we'll start here with the Lizardman and go over Necmo Thar. Alright, so... oh, that's quite the paddle. Okay, looks like a fraternity paddle or something. Ooh, a speed aura. 104 base speed, 60 for base accuracy and resistance. Okay. AoE A1 with decreased attack and increase. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. The buff. I thought it was gonna do a 75% increase or decrease attack. I was like, wait, we've never seen that. But okay, now I get it. The chance it goes up. So just a bunch of damage mitigation. Another AoE with decreased speed and leech. 3-turn cooldown. That's pretty solid. Making them hit way softer and then decreasing speed and adding a leech and then increasing speed and grant an extra turn. Yeah, okay. This champion is terminated by 5% each time a debuff on an enemy. Okay, that's really good. And one of the best Rs in the game. Okay, so sure. I'd probably go like A. I like to be careful about my S ranks, but yeah, solid. I like this champion a lot. Spirit Affinity, Speed are cool stats, AoEs. We don't know the multipliers for like damage dealing. I'm gonna guess more of a support and not a damage dealer. But yeah, I'd go like A plus. Looking solid so far. And next up is going to be Ragash and the Skinwalkers. I did accidentally click on this, so we're not peeling the plastic off on this one, but I have not read the abilities at all. Okay, cool. And we've got, again, pretty decent base stats. One enemy, increased defense on this champion. Okay, scales with defense, so that's pretty solid. I like that. AoE 3-turn cooldown, books up to 100% of defense down. Also, chance of placing a stun. Oh, wait, is that a guaranteed debuff? Oh, so attacks all enemies. We're going to break their defense before attacking, and then we got a guaranteed stun after attacking on a 3-turn cooldown. That's pretty good. I like that. Strength and buff and speed on all allies. Also a perfect veil on this champion for 2 turns. 4-turn cooldown doesn't grant an extra turn. It would be pretty cracked if it did grant an extra turn though. Kind of weird for a damage dealer to do something like this. It's definitely not unheard of, but really interesting because typically you don't want your damage dealers to waste a turn. Like you'll see a lot of people, Candrafon has an ability where he just like grants some buffs and then that's the end of his turn. And you'll see people literally turn that off in the AI. You want your damage dealers inflicting damage every turn and really fulfilling their role. So interesting choice on the design, but it is technically a really good ability. Start of each turn, place perfect veil for 1 turn on the ally with the highest attack, inflict 20% more damage against targets whose defense is lower than this champion's defense. So a little bit of a hybrid, like a defense scaling support that can also do some damage, kind of like a Drexthar maybe or something. I guess Drexthar doesn't really have a support ability as good as this, but yeah, all in all, or maybe like a Cernic, a little bit of support ability with some damage. So, you know, I'd go, you know, on damage dealers, you have to know the multipliers. But just based off the kit, I'd go like a B. You know, looks all right. You know, not gonna be like a Duchess or anything, but it looks like it'd be fun to play with. And we'll just keep kind of going in order here. So we've got Demon Spawn and Hefrock. Okay, very cool. That's quite the staff. The thing's tall. Okay, I can't get to the top. There we go. Very cool. Look at the stats. It's gonna be a damage dealer, looks like, because 63 crit damage and really low toughness stats here. So text one enemy, extra hit if critical. Okay, all enemies, extra hit on targets with less than. Oh, that's really good. Wow, that's really good. Magic affinity. So you're gonna have to compete with Trunda. But similar to Trunda's Forge Rhythm, anytime we place an extra hit, we've got potential to do insane amounts of damage. That's why you'll see people build Trunda with like low accuracy and then have her nuke with the extra hit. And we're getting a just a guaranteed ignore 15% defense. So pretty solid. That could be some insane nukes based on the multipliers. And then here we go. So this is what I was talking about. So we get some self-buffing, the increased attack, increased crit rate, and granting an extra turn. So also, we could build this guy as like a nuker with 70% crit rate. And then boom, the AI will buff up 70 to 100 and then grant an extra turn. And then we come through and nuke. So yeah, pretty insane. Whenever an ally is killed, instantly activate Hefrock's Scorn. Really? Now, okay, it does have a cooldown of 4 turns when booked, but maybe like a go second team, someone dies. I wonder if it'll happen if he's dead, he's not going to be able to do it, obviously. So if somebody besides him dies, we'll activate that. That is pretty crazy. Okay, looks fun. The base attack is very high too. If the multipliers are good, we've got some potential here for a really good nuker. So I'd go like A plus. Could be really good. I'm interested to see what the multipliers are on this. Next up, we've got a Dark Elf in TRUNDA. Now the Dark Elves are already insanely good. I did a video recently ranking all of the factions, and Dark Elves were one of the 2 that graded out as S. It was like Dark Elves and Undead, I think. Looks very cool, kind of like Dark Kale-ish. Okay. And no accuracy, so I hope doesn't place debuffs. HP scaling. One enemy, heal the champion by 5% of max HP. Heal the champion by... I don't like it when things are only for themselves, especially for like a support type champion, but that's alright. AoE, 4-turn cooldown, perfect veil on all allies. Also a counterattack and strengthen. Okay, could be cool for like Fire Knight progression and all sorts of different context actually. Heal a target ally by 20% of this champion's HP. That's the better type. It scales off of them, so you can actually build and plan for it. That's better than healing for 20% of their HP, so I like that. Then we're gonna get a balance. So it's kind of like Sinesha. You get the heal and the balance. HP levels will be brought up to that. Okay. They seem to be adding more of that recently. Like some of these mechanics of balancing and mass shifting stats. It used to be super rare. After balancing HP, place ally protection on the initial target. Cool. That's all right. Some of that stuff can be hard to get, have like a consistent plan for. Decrease the cooldown of the Animus Infusion, which is the A3, by 1 turn for every, and I was wondering why that didn't book. So I was expecting to see a book here for a cooldown, but now I know why, because of the passive. Like a pretty solid support. I like the strengthen. That's strengthens really good on some of your like high HP champions, because they've already got an insane HP pool and they're just kind of taking less damage. Yeah, I mean, I'd go like B plus or so. Looks like a fun support. And next up, we've got a couple new ones in the night revs. So obviously, I do want to talk about the Fragment Champion here while we're on the test server, because we did not see how the books shaked out. I believe when we were looking on stream, we were guessing that, and full disclosure, I already looked at this. This is one I did pull up. We were thinking that the books would be somewhere around like 11 to 14, and I think it ended up being 11. So 3 plus 5 is 8. Plus 3 is 11. So yeah, we thought like 11 to 14 when we were 3D crafting on stream. And then in terms of giving you a first look at the Fragment Champion, and I'll do like an infographic and a guide on this as well while we're here on the test server for sure. But in this video, we're gonna generally go over everything. So really quickly, the synopsis is most of this kind of came out to what we thought. I'm gonna have to dive in and like manually test the multipliers and stuff. But all of this looks pretty normal for what we thought. The main thing we need to know is the multipliers, the books, and the base stats. So we've got an HP champion with 23k HP. That's not bad, and the attacks are relevant. The defense is fine. The speed's a little bit low. You're hoping for like a 101, 102. Everything else is par for the course. 50 res is nice, and we don't need any accuracy on the champion, because the one time they need it, it's gonna be cannot be resisted. So all in all, so far looking about how we expected, and I'm excited to dive in and test those multipliers. Do we get damage every single turn? We do. So yeah, the multiplier is going to be super important since we're going to be doing damage every turn, and I will keep you in the loop on that here on the channel. So that would be a good opportunity to make sure and remind you once a week or so that I do that. If you haven't subscribed, make sure and click down below because I'm going to be uploading like 10 videos a week, keeping you in the loop on Raid Shadow Legends as best we can. But now we want to dive into the other Knight Revenant. Now this is one I have not looked at. You saw the red dot. This is very, looks like a statue kind of. This is very Knight Rev though. I like this. Very cool. Damage dealer. Going to be a damage dealer because we see the 63% crit damage. Going to be scaling with attack for sure. One enemy 2 times. Defense break. Meh. There's a lot of defense break in the game now. Transfer. Okay, this is going to be crazy. All debuffs from the champion to target and then attack the enemy 3 times. Okay, then we got first hit, increase the duration of all debuffs. That's really good. Second hit, increase the duration of all buffs. Wait, what? Decrease the... Okay. Oh, okay. Duration of all debuffs, great. And then decrease the duration of all buffs, great. So, okay, I thought we were getting like a trade-off, like a good thing and then a bad thing. But no, both of those things are great. Increase the duration of all buffs on this champion by 1 turn after attacking. Really cool. I like that ability. That's fun. Attack all enemies 2 times. The first hit removes all buffs. Second will ignore 20% defense. This is really good. Now 15 accuracy is rare, I think. I think it's usually 10 or 20. And then there are some 15s, I think, but that is definitely kind of rare, I think. Increase champion's accuracy by 10 for each buff on enemy. Very cool. Increase champion's crit damage for each debuff on the enemy. I like this. This is really cool. This is kind of a it started out kind of meh. I was like, A1's pretty lame. But this is really cool. I'm gonna go like A+, S-. I mean, this looks like a lot of potential. Buff strip, damage, ignore defense, defense break, self-buffing accuracy, and crit damage. Yeah, a lot to like here. So pretty excited about this one. And I think the last 2 that we need to go over here, we've got a couple brand new dwarves. Interesting. The one on the bottom looks like the Trunda skin, doesn't it? Didn't we get a couple? Doesn't that look like the Trunda skin with the helm? Wasn't there? Yeah, this one right here. So we've got like that stone helm face, and then we've got kind of the same thing going on right there. Kind of looks like that Trunda skin. But anyway, let's start up top. And so like a sun mace, accuracy, resistance. The dwarves always have high resistance. 1 enemy, more defense break. Interesting. Second hit, chance to place provoke. Okay, all enemies, and another guaranteed stun. So you used to be kind of like Astralon's cool thing, but we're getting 2 different new champions that do the 100% booked up chance to stun. And then, okay, this is the second time they've had like a damage dealer. Now this one scales with defense, but like a damage dealer, like a hybrid champion that, does some AoE damage and stuff, but then also has this ability here, where they do some support type stuff. So increase defense on allies for 2 turns and remove any decreased defense. And yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that. It's all allies instead of just himself. We've got a passive, whenever an ally is attacked under block damage buff placed by this champion. I think it's on the bottom here. Has a 75% chance to place whenever an ally is attacked while under and that can book up to 100. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you're getting a little bit of value even when you're taking damage. If an ally is about to get killed by a fatal hit, blocks the incoming damage and places. So really good for like you're setting up a defensive style tag team arena team or something in 3v3. This could be fun because yeah, you've got just the active effect. With a 4-turn cooldown of if an ally is about to die, you're gonna place a block damage buff on them and block the fatal hit. So very, very cool. With some CC. Yeah, I mean, I'd go like A. The passive kind of saves it here. Some cool stuff going on here that would be fun to jump in and test this guy. So cross that one off the list. And I think here, according to my notes anyway, that this is gonna be the last one. You know, I'm still old school. I'm a pen and pad kind of guy. Us finance guys and people that worked in banking. You know, that's what I'm used to here. So we're still working with that. Okay, so we've got Korea the Watcher. Very cool. I love that. I love how the hair kind of comes down in the front, braided like that. That looks super cool. Okay, and then we've got another really good base resistance. 1 enemy decrease attack. Okay, another defense scaler, another AoE. So a lot of AoE coming from these new champions. Decreased duration of all enemy buffs. Very good. And 75% chance of play, and you also get the decreased accuracy. So very cool. I love the A2. And then we got place ally protection on all allies except the champion, obviously, and then increased defense on all allies. And this is a defense scaling champion, so very cool. 3-turn cooldown is very nice. I love it when we get the rotation of default 3-3. The passive of whenever an ally is attacked while under ally protection, place a 50% decreased attack debuff on the attacker for 1 turn. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Very tanky champion. Good for faction wars, decreasing the attack, and also the ally protection and all that. Like a B plus, not trash or anything. But yeah, you know, kind of all right. And boom, there we go. That is going to do it for the new champions that I see here on the test server, and a couple really potential, or a couple ones with some good potential that I'm excited to dive in. Hopefully, while I've got some time here. I'm recording this at night and then releasing it in the morning because there's a content embargo. We can't release this stuff until a certain time. So hopefully, I can get some time tonight in between other projects to dive in and play around and do some building and testing some stuff to get some content out as soon as possible about at least the fragment champion here and some of these champions that look like they're a lot of fun. So let me know down below, which ones do you think look like they had the most potential, or that you thought were kind of lame. Always enjoy your perspectives, and we'll have to try to get them added to the tier list here live on stream with viewers or something coming up here soon. So that'll do it for me on this one. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.